can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Holy on slow!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Snowman in the Morning.
Oh, yeah.
I am on a mission. And that mission includes... Sorry about that, folks. That mission includes reclaiming what is mine. And there is a long story to that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Tripped Out Thirsty Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Snowman is here. Cole Johnson will join me in just a second. But I begin with this before we get into our sports talk for the day. And I have that cool cat, Cool McCain, joining me at 35 Beyond the Hour. And at the top of hour 2, Chris Dietz and my friend Dwight Turner from Chicago Fire will join me to close things out. But partner, if you'll allow me a few minutes.
Cook.
All right.
Oh, go ahead and cook.
I'm going to reclaim something that I let others take away from me and that I didn't reclaim in the years since. It's a name, a very familiar name. And in dealing, and y'all gonna have to forgive me for the way I phrase this, in dealing with the bitch that wanted to be CEO of my company, in dealing with that double-crossing, double-dealing, backstabbing, fill in the blanks, that wants to see me fail, and many others that want to see me fail. In fact, I had people back in 2016 when I had the name of this company, you know, just suddenly turn on me because they listened to the fool by the name of Delbert Yates Jr. And yes, I'm getting a lot off my chest to start the show. My partner told me to cook, so I'm cooking. Here's what I'm reclaiming. If anybody is familiar with me and familiar with my sportscasting company that I have for many years, the name Arena Sportsnet should be familiar to you. That is what I'm reclaiming. And by the summer, it will be in full motion, covering the WNBA, covering the NFL, high school sports, everything. In fact, I know I said April, but the latest I will go in this project is my birthday, July 21st. So to all of you that tried taking it from me, taking it from my heart, you may have taken the website, you may have taken the name, but I'm getting it back. I'm getting it back right under your nose. And ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Period. Now with that, Cole Johnson joins me. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm pissed off for greatness, in the immortal words of Ray Lewis. Because I'm not with being mediocre. I never have been, and I never will be. And I know you feel the same way.
I love that. Yes. Pissed off for greatness. Yeah,
I'm
those
pissed.
four words,
I am royally pissed off for greatness now. After my wife opened my eyes to the self-destruction that I was doing, after my mother-in-law opened my eyes, my father-in-law too, with everything that was going on and how I was feeling and and how I was mentally destroying myself. And I ask you and everyone to forgive my next sentence. I finally said, fuck that. I'm getting everything together. Period. Once and for all, done. It's a mountain and a half. No, it's several mountains to climb, but I'm going to chop all of them down. I am reminded of the immortal song of one Jimi Hendrix. What's the first line? Well, I'm standing next to a mountain. I'll chop it down with the edge of my hand.
Voodoo child.
I am him. I am that voodoo child. I'm sorry you're hearing all this interference. I'm trying to get my microphone situated, and I believe I finally do. I'm sorry about that, folks. This is a constant work in progress, and thank you, Cole, for allowing me those first 5 minutes to cook because I gotta. You know me. This is therapy for me. I don't need to have. I mean this. I don't need to have Snowman Unfiltered. I got Snowman in the morning, and I'm building that. You are a big part of it, and I thank you for that. I thank you for that, and I thank you for agreeing to be my partner on this show and just cooking with me for 120 minutes a day. It means so much to me. I mean that. It means the world to me that you would commit your time and your energy into putting all this together. And I'm going to let you have the floor for a few minutes while I switch microphones. So, thank you. All I can say is thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I do. Uh, the beauty about life is that we get a chance to redeem ourselves when things go bad or wrong. We can change whatever is off, and then we can go back to what we naturally are meant and bent to do. So to hear you say that you're going to reclaim literally the name that put you on the map, that's a beautiful thing. I'm glad that you're going to, at a flashpoint, go back to where it really all began for you. Because redemption is one of the greatest stories any genre that you could ever tell.
April 1st, 2013 is when I originally rebranded. And my buddy Michael Lyle was there with me when I rebranded, when my old partner, I'll say names, Alvin Washington Jr., double-crossed me 2 years after I rebranded. And I'm not one to, I've been told many times, you shouldn't air people's dirty laundry. Okay, well, how the fuck are they allowed to air mine and make up stories about mine? And this is petty, but I'll say it. The sumbitch stole the woman I was dating at the time. And then, while I'm airing out laundry, he had the unmitigated gall to ask me to take him back to the train station one night after a football game that we covered. And then on top of that, 3 years later, I'm doing Lake Central in Michigan City. Guess who shows up? My old partner. Let me get this in. We're presented by Michael Scott Insurance, live on the On Tap Podcast Network and Real Wise Radio. You and others have begged me to be real. Here I am being real. 3 years later, he shows up at Ames Field with a microphone that he put through a bottle. A bottle. And he still had the same equipment that he had 3 years ago. Now, nothing against that because my equipment has served me well, and I was dealing with a mixer that finally gave out on me. But still, and I'll add this to the pot. When you're struggling, you can't replace a lot in a short amount of time. And I understand that. But you would think you would wait until you have a better presentation.
Oh, the stunt? Yeah, you would.
You would think. That's why I know I got what I need to order to make my setup better, and I plan to do that this spring. But he wanted me to give him a ride back to the train station when my wife and I, well, Jody was my girlfriend at the time, we're going to drive back to Terre Haute, Indiana? Hell to the no. I told him politely, I said, nope, I got to get back down to Terre Haute. And I said bluntly, because my wife picked up on what was going on, and she said, I'll go down first and wait for you in the car. I said, I told him, nope, I got a ride waiting for me. Got in the car and took the fuck off.
Mm.
And I've never been this blue on the air because I'm so traditional. But doggone it, it's the 21st century, and I'm running with it. I'm glad I'm done with that piece of hell. I'm glad I'm done with the piece of hell that cheated on me. And I'm glad and I'm done with that stage of history where I got clinically diagnosed with depression and anxiety, which I'm going to kick in the ass, where I got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, everything from June of 18 to now. The only good thing was A, meeting Cole, and B, meeting Jody, my wife. My wife, and I'm damn proud of it, and I'm damn proud of her.
Mm.
So, like I told you, after she and I had a talk, and it's about money, and I'm going to throw this in the fray. You know how a lot of people want to say that couples like Jody and myself are going to have a problem with money? I won't say the full sentence until I'm off the air, but Cole, you know where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
That was the discussion we had. She looked me in the eye and said, you have to be careful. And I'll go no further because that's a conversation privy to Jody and myself. But she said, you got to be careful. And after we had that conversation, it lit a fire under my ass.
Wives have a tendency to do that.
Well, I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
I am glad she did. So I couldn't be happier with the playful finger pointing, but she looked me in the eye and said, baby, you got to get better about this. There's no way we're going to be able to keep $2 billion in the bank every year if you keep making purchases and you keep signing up for things and not canceling them if they're not working. That is the business side of my wife.
Well, she ain't wrong.
Nope. I didn't react. I just looked her in the eye and said, baby, I'll get better. Now, with that all out of the way, Darrell Owens earlier this week, and this weekend I'm going to premiere the best of Snowman in the morning, so y'all be ready. Darrell Owens said something that is so true. When he said, LeBron is to MJ, that Brady is to Montana.
Yep.
I find no lie in that statement, sir. None.
I don't either. I most certainly don't.
Because everybody wants to compare those four individuals, the two in their respective sports. Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have no problem and nothing against Tom Brady. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing against Tom Brady. If you're a 6th-round draft pick and you're able to do what you do, you're a 6th-round draft pick and you hold nearly every passing record, playoff and regular season. You expect me to complain about that? Hell no. But Let the truth be the truth. All his records, all his dominance was spurred because of an abolished rule that only appeared for a total of 2 games. 2! And the first one was his. The first one was a divisional playoff game that should have gone the way of the Raiders in 2002, which led to Tom Brady becoming the starter. Well, he already was the starter. And walking the Patriots down in the Superdome to a Super Bowl win. Now, I know these Bradyites are going to come after me and saying, well, he did this. I know what he did. Shut it up. I know what his records are. Shut it up. But here's where the statement Brady is to Montana comes in. And all you Bradshaw fans, I understand he's won 4 Super Bowls too. But here's why, I beg your pardon, I rank Montana as the greatest over Bradshaw and Brady. It goes like this. There are 2 goose eggs next to Montana. And my partner knows these goose eggs very well.
Mm-hmm.
Montana, in his 4 Super Bowl appearances, threw no interceptions and lost no games when it came to the Super Bowl. Did he lose NFC Championship games? Damn right.
Yes.
Did he lose divisional round games? Damn right.
Lost a few.
Did he lose wild card games? 2 of them.
Yeah.
And one of the divisional games was against an opponent in the Minnesota Vikings in 1987 that had no business getting into playoffs anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds you of this year's 49ers, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But Anthony Carter did his thing. 10 catches, 221 yards. He burned our asses.
Ever cook, yeah.
He burned our asses. But you know what that did for Montana? It pissed him off. Know what that did for Bill Walsh? Pissed him off. Know what that did for that entire team? Pissed them all off. And the next year, they went to Chicago and hung 28 points on that Bears defense. Don't give me any excuses. It was the same defense in 85, essentially, that dominated and won the Super Bowl. Now, if you can erase 3 Brady losses in the Super Bowl, if you can go back in time, and Cole, I borrow from you, if you can go back in time and erase 3 Super Bowl losses by Tom Brady, if you can go back in time and erase every interception that he threw, if you can go back in time to Super Bowl 52 and eliminate the which led to a clinching field goal, then and only then will I make the argument of Brady being the greatest. Is he the most achieved? Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. Can you argue that? Nope. And I don't. Since everyone that hates facts, including all the Bradyites that Cole and I both know, want to say, oh, Brady's the greatest. Oh, yeah, deal with this. You know what Montana did? Montana did the same thing that Brady did in his first Super Bowl. Montana threw for 156 yards, threw for 2 scores, no interceptions, just like Brady threw for under 200 yards. And you know the common denominator? They were both named Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brady holds the record for most yards in a Super Bowl game. I believe the number to be 505. And that was Super Bowl 52 against Philadelphia. Brady may hold the record, but that wasn't a loss. You know what Montana did for 9 years? Held the record, 11 years, I beg your pardon. Held the record for the most Super Bowl passing yards in a game. And he wasn't even the MVP of that game. You know who was? Jerry Rice. 11 catches, 215 yards, 2 scores. And I gave this piece of trivia on the show earlier this week, for those of you who paid attention, and I know some of you have. You know how many yards? And I want Cole to confirm this number. I want Cole to confirm this number because he's my research maven while I'm in front of this microphone, spitting everything off the top of my dome. A lot of this I have seen live, but I want Cole to confirm this number. I believe the record that Montana held, the yardage total in Super Bowl 23, I believe that number was 357. I want to test my knowledge here. I believe that number, I may be off by a few yards, but I believe that number to be 357 on 24 of 36. Oh, by the way, Brady-ites, no interceptions. Damn near had one. Lewis Billups had one right in his arms.
Yeah.
In the end zone.
In fact, that was the play before the touchdown to Taylor, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
It was before the touchdown to Rice. It was before the second touchdown pass to Rice.
Okay. I'm not bad. All right.
Before the second touchdown pass to Rice.
All right. And
I believe that number 357.
You are on the money. It is 357 yards. He did throw for 2 touchdowns. He was 23 of 36.
23 of 36. See, I know my numbers. Cole just confirms them for me or corrects me. And a lot of my friends say, why don't you go on 2-minute drill? Because I probably would have gotten stage fright. It's like, wait, Brian gets stage fright? Y'all have no idea. And before we get to the LeBron equals MJ argument, I must tell this funny story. 2003, I was at Chicago State University. And I was at Chicago State University 2003. And I was in the process of doing a radio reading because my instructor at the time, the cool gent, Herb Kent, God rest his soul, wanted me to be a character called The Shadow. I said, okay, I can deal with that. So we got to we got all the way through, and I would blow through the lines like nothing until the dress rehearsal happened. And I've only shared this with people in private. I'm going to share this publicly. You know what gave me a horrible case of stage fright? I got through the line where the Shadow made the daring rescue, and the line was, I'll never forget it, Beasts of Burden. Well, my mind kind of went south.
Oh, no.
And I inserted an R where there wasn't supposed to be. You want to talk about a chocolate man turning beet red after turning beasts into breasts of burden?
Oh, no.
Everybody lost it. And I make no excuses. 20 years later, I'm laughing at this. And I'm going, I can't believe I said that. Herb pulled me aside, put his arm around me because I was crying at the time because I messed up. I'm a perfectionist. I can't help it. He pulled me aside and said, just think of how funny that is. I did, and 3 seconds later, I was laughing with everybody else. And I'm like, what? I can't believe. And I got people today reminding me of that. I had to share that.
Hmm.
I had to share that. And now we go to I got the cool cat, Cool McCain, calling in here in just a moment. But I had to share that. Now, LeBron is to MJ, and I have a treat for my partner here. LeBron is to MJ. No, he is not. Now, educate these people, if you would, Cole, on. Well, actually, let me wait till McCain calls in, then I'll after you. Educate these fools. I'm going to do this myself while I wait for him to ring in. Matter of fact, I'll do this another way. Listen, LeBron is not MJ, never will be MJ, ain't got no reason to be compared to MJ, because if you compare him correctly, he would be compared to Magic Johnson. But no, I don't know where this thing started. I don't know how this thing started. I don't care where this thing started. It's wrong. Okay? And I will say the same thing that I said a long time ago. You can't compare these two because LeBron doesn't belong in the comparison, in the conversation. And I got the cool cat, Cool McCain, on with me right now. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How's it going this morning?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Now, I said I had a treat for my partner here, and I do. And the treat that I have for my partner goes like this.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Yeah, it's a special edition of the Bronzexual Confessions, and I got Cool McCain with me. And Mr. McCain, I'm going to let you have the floor right now. Take it.
All right, so there's a lot of talk when we talk about LeBron James. We talk about how he negatively impacts a lot of other superstars that he plays with, makes them change their game. They're not able to play the way that's gotten them to the point they're at because they're playing with LeBron, right? There's a litany of young players who have gone on to other teams and played so much better when not on the team with LeBron. The only person that I can honestly think of besides Chris Bosh, who had the health issues, that wasn't as good without LeBron as they were with him, is Kyrie Irving. I can't think of anybody else who was worse after playing with LeBron. So for me, we talk a lot about LeBron the player. And I don't disagree with a lot of what you guys have said about LeBron the player. You know, I watched the show when I had the opportunity. LeBron the player does not make everyone around him better as he should.
Can I get a witness?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Right now.
Can I get a witness?
Right now, LeBron James, the player, he's having a great statistical year. Why? Because he's chasing a ghost that he can't catch that was number 23. The true best player. I'm not going to say of all time because there are other eras that disrespect to.
Give you that. Give you that. But
he's chasing 23.
Can you say the real
from
number
the Chicago Bulls?
Can you say the real number 23 for us again? Can you
Michael
say that
Jeffrey
again?
Jordan, the real 23. That's who he's chasing. So what he's trying to do is, let me be the best scorer of all time. Let me have the most assists of all time. Let me have the most rebounds of all time.
Yep.
But here's the thing that LeBron James does not grasp. You played longer than these people, so of course you're going to eclipse them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You live in an era where a torn ACL, you're back playing, or Achilles, either one, you're back playing like a year.
Mm-hmm.
That ended Isaiah Thomas' career.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It did.
Right?
It did.
They didn't have the same medical knowledge that we do now. So
Right.
people are going to be able to play longer if they spend $1 million or $500,000 or whatever to keep up their body.
Mm-hmm.
But all that aside, LeBron James, the de facto GM of the Lakers, has ruined his team.
Oh! Oh!
That's the problem.
Pow!
I look on the roster, right? You play in the Western Conference.
Yep.
We talked the year that they won the championship and last year about how they had this litany of big men and they could go out and play big basketball on teams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I looked at the roster, just because, we're going to go on and talk about it. So let's give people some facts, because when you just give your opinions, a lot of times people
I'm
don't
sorry.
really want to
Did-
listen to
did
what
you
you're
say
saying.
Wow.
Did you say facts, my friend?
I
Did you
did
say
say facts, sir.
Then I encourage facts. I mean, Cole, what's the tagline of our show? And I'll start it. You finish it. The hottest of hot takes.
The coldest of cold hard facts. I'm like Diddy in my office right now. Just dancing.
You listen. Bring it. You want to give these bronsexuals some facts? Then bring it, buddy. Let's go. Let's go.
The Lakers have 3 players 6'10" or taller.
Mm-hmm.
That's DeAndre Jordan, who you don't even know is on the team.
Right.
Yep.
Dwight Howard, who starts one game and plays 20 minutes, DNPs the next game, plays 2 minutes the next game, plays 5 minutes the next game.
Yep.
And the ever fragile
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
NBA's
Those are
version
the
of Mr.
3
Glass.
people over 6'10" on the team.
Yes.
And they do have CQ Dumabu Yuya, who we don't even know because we've never seen on the court, who's 6'9". LeBron is 6'9". And then other than that, everyone else on the team, is like 6'8" or under. You got Ariza 6'8", Carmelo 6'7". So the thing is,
it's funny you mention that, and the team plays so small. It's funny you mention that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to say a word. I'm just letting my partners in crime take care of this.
Yeah, my thing is,
cook some more, bro.
Cook.
What you're wanting to do, truthfully, if you're wanting to win a championship, why do you have repetition? You got Trevor Ariza, you got Carmelo Anthony, you got Kent Bazemore, right?
You
got Wayne Ellington.
Kent Funny Feet Bazemore.
You got all these guys.
He kicked his feet out looking for a foul while with Atlanta, and nothing happened.
Exactly. Best year was with Golden State. And that was with a lot of guys who do some things differently. So you have a lot of guys that do the same thing on the team.
Black holes.
The best player on the team is Malik Monk. Anybody who wants to debate me, you can feel how you feel. Look at it. Look at the games. Watch the games. Go watch the condensed versions of the games.
I'm sorry.
Malik Monk.
Did you say watch the games?
Watch the games.
Go watch the games.
Did you say watch the games?
Monk is the best player on the Lakers this year.
What about
you? Got no argument to be on that, because I agree with
here.
You. I agree with you.
I mean, Cole, what have I often told these bronsexuals to do? Watch the damn games. Continue, Mr. McCain. Let's cook.
So LeBron, he's missed his share of games. And while we're on LeBron, I'm going to deviate just a moment from the composition of the team. So I sent Snowman something earlier this morning. Another sports group I'm in, we're posting a quote that basically LeBron says his knee is not going to be 100% until next season. My thing with that is we're all dealing with injuries, right? There's not a guy in the league that's probably not banged up to some extent right now. They're playing games back to back, 4 games in like 6 days, 7 days, sometimes 2 games in 3 days, sometimes back-to-backs, right? So there's a lot of people who probably have lingering ailments, or whatever. But the fact that the Lakers are looking bad, Mr. James has to come out and let people know, I got a knee injury that ain't going to be healed until the season's over, right? It's kind of like I'm hedging my bet a little bit. I just want y'all to know I am injured in case things don't go right. I'm still hurt.
I'm basically giving up on you guys and letting you fend for yourselves. I'm hurt.
Yeah.
That's how I read that.
And there's guys on this team that should be playing, right? Malik Monk should be playing. Kendrick Nunn would be a help if they can get him, on the floor. He's been injured, but he's really the only person that at this point is not able to play.
Right.
Yeah.
LeBron and AD mess up Russell. Russ has his own portion of this, right? We're not going to discount Russ. We're not going to say Russell Westbrook, the only reason that you're playing bad is because you're playing with LeBron and AD. We're not going to do that.
Say that again, please. Say that again. Say that again.
LeBron and AD are the reason that Russell Westbrook is not being Russell Westbrook. We're not going to say, Russ, you have no part to play in this. You have no fault. But
there's fault there.
Yes, definitely.
When you brought Russell Westbrook on this team,
say it again.
You had a secret conversation with Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
Anthony Davis agreed to play the 5. LeBron James agreed to play off the ball more.
Westbrook was supposed to be
2 lies. Blatant, outright
lies.
They told that man.
Yep. Blatant.
I told people that.
As hell. Blatant as hell.
Because we all three of us know LeBron needs to have the ball in his hands because that's just how he is.
I mean, flat out blatant lies.
I mean, how many years have we heard LeBron say, "Well, this year I got to play off the ball more. I can't control the action as much as I do."
Every year he's been in the freaking league. Okay, every year he's been in the league, he has said, quote, "I need to play off the ball more." Shut up, you liar. You know you need the ball in your hands.
Here's the funny part, guys. If you go back to the championship year, what was LeBron playing?
Point guard. Playing the point. Right. And it was announced he was playing point guard.
If you look at the roster, his position said PG. Right? So my question for you guys and anybody who's listening, if y'all want to drop this in the comments, why did you go get Russ when you want to be the point guard? Why didn't you go get a big man or a shooter like Buddy Hield? If you were not going to do what you told Russ you were going to do, why did you trading for him knowing that y'all were not going to do what you promised him to allow him to be Russ?
See, I want to drop the mic right now, but I got a glass desk.
Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that for a minute.
I would have dropped the mic, but I got a glass desk. I got 3 mics I could drop. I can't drop any of them.
Hey, same here. Same here. Put a pin in that for a moment. Buddy Hield, you mentioned that name. Why did you even... Bonus question. Bonus question. Why did you even target Buddy Hield if you weren't going to sign him? The floor is yours.
Buddy Hield. Yeah,
Buddy Hield should have been a Laker. Buddy Hield should have been the missing piece.
You know what's funny? So, a couple of years ago, Lakers signed Montrezl Harrell. They had Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yep.
Right.
And had another young gentleman who's now the leader of the Wizards, Kyle Kuzma. Second best player on the team when he actually has the ball. He can be in the flow of the game.
Yep.
Right.
So you gave up all those pieces and picks to get Russ to not allow him to play his game. But you could have went and got Buddy Hield for less. Still had money to go get somebody else, and probably could have at least kept Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, which of the 3 is the guy you're missing the most because you don't value bigs in LA.
No, you don't.
You basically, when I look at the LA team, I think about Houston when James Harden was there the last few years, where they kind of really played small ball. Like, they have a couple of big guys on the roster, but they don't really use them.
Yeah, Clint Capella for one.
Yeah, you got LeBron James out here playing center, but so
And
you want to
everybody
play
wants
center
to
on
laud
defense.
that, and everybody wants to laud that. Pause for a moment.
Right.
Everybody wants to laud LeBron playing center. Oh my God, we never seen LeBron play. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
listen. So LeBron is supposed to play center and represent the Lakers? No, my friend. That was already done on May 23rd, 1980 at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'll stop there and we go to call.
Riddle me this, though, both you guys. So I was on social media looking at this.
I'm sorry.
The first, thank you. I appreciate that. The first game that LeBron James played center, why was it that I saw, and I'm not joking or exaggerating when I say this, why was it what I saw, it says this is LeBron James cooking as a center? Why was it I saw 3 minutes of him taking 3-point shots? 3 minutes of him taking 3-point shots, but this is a center. Somebody lying.
Somebody is full of ish.
You know,
Like,
I got sick digging in the comments on YouTube who says, quote, basically, I'm giving you all an excuse in case we lose, close quote. That would come from LeBron. They need to blow this organization up and get rid of everybody.
see, the problem is when you bring in certain, individuals, LeBron in this case,
Mm-hmm.
in order to placate them, you allow them to have control over things that they should not have control over.
right.
So I'm not naive. There is not a team with a star player that star player does not have input. And if you, for instance, Brooklyn, you brought James Harden in, Kevin Durant said, okay, let's bring James Harden in. James Harden started acting fool, started getting a little chunkier and complaining about everything and talking about people in the organization and whatever else. Hey, you still want him? Kevin Durant's like, nah, he can go. We'll bring the dude that don't even want to shoot. Because I can shoot. Yeah, because I can shoot. You know what I'm saying? You bring in him and Steph Curry, we got it. We can shoot. You just want him to play defense and pass the ball and shut his mouth. So anytime these things happen, the star has a say. So another one out there, Damien Lillard, CJ McCollum. You don't trade CJ McCollum until you go to Damien Lillard and say, hey, man, we about to trade your number 2. You good with that? Right? Yeah. And you may explain to him what you're doing, whatever that conversation is. He doesn't sign off on that. CJ McCollum does not get traded because you're not going to do that. Kristaps Porzingis, he does not get traded if Luka Doncic doesn't say okay. Now, Luka Doncic probably went to Dallas and said, can we get rid of this dude? But the point I'm making is you don't trade the number 2 or one of the other really good players on the team without the approval of your star.
Yep.
We get that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular gentleman, and it seems like everywhere he went except for Miami, which he went for one contract and got out of Dodge because they wouldn't play that game with him, wants to control the whole roster.
And here's how he tries to control the roster. So people were wondering why he was wanting to keep signing these 1-year deals with a second-year option. It was done so that he could basically hold the front office by the balls and say, you make the moves that I want you to make, or else by the time this year's up, I'm out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, he's held 3 different organizations by the balls in that fashion. 3.
Yep.
And
he tried.
He's blown them all up. He's blown them
up.
Like
I said, he tried in Miami. Pat Riley was like, yeah, right.
Pat Riley's like, look, I'm the GM. You're the player. Get out of my office.
Get back on the court.
Right.
Now, shortest meeting in history. All right. And Trisha Bray Smith says, good morning. Yes, break it up and rebuild the entire industry. I agree with that. Okay, because this ain't this ain't basketball. And as we wrap up, go ahead.
Yeah. You have some good pieces. You got Austin Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Malik Monk's playing way above what you're paying.
Yeah,
him.
Malik Monk's playing
You
out
know,
of his mind. Love it.
Taylor Horton Tucker, when you allow him to play, he can play good.
Wait, whoa, whoa,
If you try to
whoa.
hold him to
Back
certain
up.
things,
When
he's
you
terrible.
allow him to play.
Yeah.
Key phrase.
When you allow him to play.
When you look at the team, I know we're moving on, but when you look at the team, half of the time, all the young players, and even Russ sometimes, and we always know AD just, you know, he always has been whatever LeBron say.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They come down, they got to play. They look at LeBron, can I shoot it or do I have to pass it to you? Why? He put his draws on one leg at a time like you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If he get kicked in a certain place, it hurt just like you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he get poked in the eye, hurt just like you do. Why do you have to get his okay to play basketball?
You see, Westbrook said something telling early this year, and he was on his way to a triple double, and this I think was the first L that they took to Oklahoma City. And in the post game, he was basically asked if he had to lay the land in control of the game since LeBron wasn't playing that night, and he basically said something to the effect. I'm paraphrasing. He said something to the effect of, "Well, I don't know why you're asking me. You know, LeBron's the leader of this team, so you got to ask him." Now, when have you ever heard Westbrook acquiesce to anybody?
When it ain't his fault.
Yeah. See, it's smart for
Outside of
Westbrook.
when he passes blame. But,
Right.
But
It's smart for him to do that, though, right?
I agree it's smart for him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But
everybody know.
Mhm. I agree it's smart for him to do that. But in Russell's case, this guy normally is his own man, or at least that's how it's been billed.
Yeah, right.
And he says that. I'm like, that's real telling.
I tore up that playbill a long time ago of Russ being his own man. Sick Diggy says a star player isn't the same as a franchise player. Damn right.
Yeah. I mean, look, you had Carmelo Anthony publicly say to LeBron, "You the GM."
That is the Lakers season in a nutshell.
Not Rob Pelinka. LeBron James is the Lakers GM.
Right.
As I said, that is the Lakers season in a nutshell. Period.
So the thing is, legacy, right? We talk a lot about legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So because you've chosen to play till 37, 38, till your son get to the league, and y'all play together wherever that is. Because that's what's going to happen. He's not going to retire, even if he's in a wheelchair until then.
Mm-hmm. And when he plays a few years with his son, then he'll ride off into the sunset and be the GM of the team that he's playing for.
So because
I'm sorry,
of that
he can't help himself.
You're right. But because of that, we're judging everything, right? Michael Jordan said, hey, I'm going to play from this amount of time to this amount of time, then I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
When I see my skills start to deteriorate, I'm done.
Yeah, and he said it in 1993, quote, "I will not quit this game because of what the media or the press has done to me. I will quit this game because my skills have diminished. I can't find the challenges to keep pushing myself. I will leave on my own terms," close quote.
Yep. So if you're going to praise LeBron James for his longevity, and everything that happens in those years has to be part of his legacy. Coming in, bullying teams into playing the way he wants them to play, and then not winning, that's also part of LeBron James' legacy.
Yep.
The wins, the records, that's great. But this stuff is also part of LeBron James' legacy. So let's not forget, or let me say more blatantly, let us not forget that he's still writing his own legacy both ways.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Because that is what I've been trying to say to Bron Sexers all this time. I'm like, look, I'm not saying that I hate this guy. I'm not saying I'm denying his greatness. What I'm saying is you all are just ignoring the stuff he does not do right.
Mm-hmm.
And only pointing out what he does do right. So then those people want to come to everyone else and say, oh, you're a LeBron hater because you don't acknowledge everything he does well.
You know what?
But you have to acknowledge it all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know
And
what?
that's what you're supposed to do.
I've had bronzexuals come at me saying, "Oh, Jordan lost in the first round." Okay,
Yes, right. He did.
to some legendary teams. He lost
Yes.
to the Milwaukee Bucks in 1985, and they were a damn good defensive team, riding a 4-year streak. He lost to the Boston Celtics in 1986. And, oh, by the way, you want to talk about LeBron carrying a sorry team to the finals? Michael Jordan carried a sorry team against the greatest defensive team to 2 overtimes.
But they don't want to talk about those things, Snowman, because what does those things do? They uplift Michael Jordan. That's not what they want.
And then
they want to tear him and everybody else down.
And then the third year, they got swept by the Boston Celtics, okay, because they got swept by a shorthanded and hurt Boston Celtics who wound up going 6 games with the Los Angeles Lakers in the World Championship Series. You fools!
I said this. I said this plainly, and I said this actually to a bronzexual. I said, okay, fine. You want to play it this way? I'll play it this way. I will take the 3-1 first round series loss to the Bucks in '85. I will take the sweep to the Celtics in '86 first round. I'll take the sweep to Celtics in the '87 first round.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the mollywhoppings that the Pistons gave the Bulls in '88, '89. 90 wasn't a mollywhop unless you talk about Game 7. But I will take the L's in those years too. You know why I would take all that? Because Jordan and Pippen and those who were on those teams, starting from '88 on, could say scoreboard on all of them. Because they won 6, and it took that 6-year journey before they got their first ring for them to get those championships. What is so difficult to accept about that?
And I'll add something that you said to me, Cole, besides climbing the mountain and getting to the mountaintop. Scottie Pippen, after Game 7 in 1990 against the Detroit Pistons, apologized to MJ and said in the press, "I didn't answer the bell." Well, he helped ring the Pistons bell in 1991. People don't want to, but like Cool said, people don't want to say that. People don't want to acknowledge that. People do not want to acknowledge that.
Meanwhile, we have bronzexuals who want to say, well, until last year, which that made me smile, LeBron James never lost the first round, but your king has. In fact, your king couldn't win the first round until Pippen was part of the team. Oh, you mean the same Pippen that in '88 only averaged 10 points a game?
Mm-hmm.
I digress. So you mean to tell me you're going to laud this over everybody saying, well, LeBron didn't lose the first round? Okay, so you're going to forget the fact that he has a 4-6 record in the ultimate round,
in the World Championship Series,
and you're going to omit, just simply wipe out your brain incidents such as when he was supposedly the best player in the game in 2011. We're not even talking about Dirk Nowitzki because he wiped the floor with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And loved seeing every minute of it.
Yeah. But this guy got outplayed by a 6th man. And you mean to tell me?
He got outplayed by 2 6 men.
And you mean to tell me that you're going to just simply omit that, but just laud the fact that he has 4 chips and he's about to score 40,000 points in a career and pull down 10,000 rebounds in a career and issue 10,000 dimes? Okay, well, fine. Accept all that. Accept those L's and accept the fact that LeBron James will go down, at least for now, as the most turnover-prone player in the history of the game.
Mm-hmm. Except
there's
the fact
bad that comes with the good.
Accept it all. Except the fact that LeBron got the floor wiped with him, courtesy of Kevin Durant, not once but twice in the World Championship Series. Except the fact that his supposed partner in crime, Kyrie Irving, got cooked by Stephen Curry, especially in Game 5. His ankle's broken, his heart broken when Steph hit a 3 in his face to pay him back for 2016 when Kyrie did the same thing. After that series, 2016, Kyrie Irving has never been the same. I said it the day after that series. I hold true to it to this day. You can see the evidence. But no, these are about the bronzexuals that don't want to laud the people before him because they're too busy on their knees taking his member into his mouth, being filled with joy juice from LeBron because LeBron has every achievement in the works, and they don't want to aside of the fact that they got their nuts in their face every time he loses into the finals, and he needed something to calm down with. Let me explain this to you, Bronsexuals, before I close this thing. It's pretty simple. LeBron has 4 championships. Absolutely great. He's approaching 40,000 points. Absolutely marvelous. 10,000 assists. Already got that. Already got the career scoring record from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar playoffs and regular season. Absolutely terrific. But also accept this. He's been the de facto GM of every franchise save Miami because Pat Riley would not have it. He's been that de facto GM and has ruined franchises. He went to Miami for 4 years and they blew it up because he left, and Dwayne Wade is wondering what the blank happened to my house. He did it to Cleveland not once but twice. Talk about loyalty. Where's the loyalty there? Kid from Akron, as LeBron says in his first post-championship speech. I'm just a kid from Akron. I. Michael Jordan said it best, and he said it so succinctly, quote, "We have the right to defend what we have until we lose it," close quote. Let me say that again, Bronsexuals. We have the right to defend what we have until we lose it. Period.
No, man, I just want to add one more point real quick. LeBron James has 4 championship victories, correct?
Yep.
That's correct.
2 of those were in the 4 years of Miami, and there should have been at least 3.
It should have been.
That's correct.
50%, the bulk of his championship victories were on the team he couldn't control. The other 2 are on the teams that he controlled through all those seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So riddle me this. Is LeBron better as just a superstar who has input or as a GM? The facts say he's better as a superstar who has input with a strong GM that's like, sit down. You want to talk to me about who you think we should bring in? Let's talk about it. You want to come tell me who we're going to bring in? Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, sir.
That's what I would have told LeBron when he called. If I was in charge of the Lakers, I would have told LeBron exactly that. Look, you want to play for the Lakers? Fine, you can play for the Lakers. But you are not the GM. You are the player. I treat him just like Pat Riley treated him. And if you don't like it, you don't have to sign the contract. We'll get somebody that wants to play for the Lakers and show a little bit of pride. Yeah, I said the magic word, pride.
That was a bad desperation move. The Lakers were on the way to having a monster core of young players, and they gutted them for LeBron. And then all that great drafting, all that great development is benefiting other teams and not the Lakers.
Exactly.
All because the franchise, and this is what, as wonderful as they are, and as prestigious of a legacy as they have, these set of Lakers, I'm not talking about the players, I'm talking about the organization, the front office. These set of Lakers executives seem to have a win now mentality, whereas the ones before, especially Jerry West, who to me is the greatest general manager that's ever existed in NBA history. He had the eye toward, okay, if we're going to win now, I'll get a veteran that could help, but I'm going to look out for the future and get somebody that's going to be a legacy builder.
Like the way he grabbed James Worthy in the first round in 1982 after the Lakers won it all against Philadelphia in 6 games.
And they had Clarkson. They had Daggum all.
Yep.
List all of the talent they had.
Ingram, Kuzma,
Brandon Ingram,
Julius
Randle.
All of them gone.
All of them gone.
All of them disappeared. Because
and if they were patient enough, they probably would have been rewarded with a team where they could say, okay, we're good now, but we'll be good even further down the road too. Now the Lakers are thinking, well, shoot, how are we going to rebuild?
You know, a team.
You don't have many picks.
You know a team
Right.
who took the route of let's build correctly? I'll give you two of them. A, the San Antonio Spurs, and B, the Golden State Warriors. I'll add a third, the Phoenix Suns. They took that route. They took the route of let's get the right pieces instead of the big pieces.
But what did you mention, bro? When you have LeBron James in the mix,
Yeah.
teams get absolutely gutted.
They get they get demolished. They get gutted.
And you have these Brown sections laud this fact and saying, well, when LeBron left the team, look how horrible they were.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the team that LeBron went to. They're much better. That's not a pride thing.
No.
That should be something you should look at and say, that's a problem. Because he's done
Big
it
problem.
twice, and he's about to do it a third time. And the only reason why we can't say get it by the Lakers is because he's still on the team.
And
But he's done it three times.
And he'll
to two
remain on
different
the
teams.
team. And he'll remain on the team because he signed a damn extension after they won the championship and somehow convinced Mr. Glass, Anthony Davis, to sign an extension.
Oh, listen, he didn't have to convince Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis said, I stayed healthy most of this season, and they trying to pay me. Let me jump on this money right now.
True.
Agreed.
Anthony Davis even said, this is a good move for me, for my long-term security. Because he knows. He's a guy that gets hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take this money.
He knows. He
He
knows.
does.
Take this money.
It's unfortunate.
Yep.
He knows.
Unfortunate as it is, he knows. Let me close this and wrap this up because I got a little bit of business to take care of. Cool. I want you to stay with us.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
Hey, remember, Bronsexuals, we're saying that to all of his 100 millions followers.
Because he changed lives. Mr. McCain, we need to explain that to you. I don't have the paragraph in front of me. Cole, I think you do. But
I gotta find it.
there was a paragraph that Cole sent to me. Dwight Turner coming at the bottom of this hour, and I better get this piece of business out the way. Snowman in the Morning, Hour 2, presented by Michael Scott Insurance, protecting what matters most. Give him a call today at 810-985-3211. That's 810-985-3211, or give him a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Michael Scott INS. Okay. Did you find it?
I'm looking for it now, but oh my gosh. Hold on.
Okay.
I know. I sent it to you. Okay, hold on.
Mr. McCain, you're not going to believe this. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
But
it's just ridiculous.
there was a paragraph that my partner sent to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
That had so many grammatical errors. And I mean many grammatical errors.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. I know I have it saved somewhere.
In regards to someone making the argument for Mr. James.
Yes. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. Can I even say an arduous plea toward him?
I don't think arduous would be the correct word. I don't think arduous would be the correct word.
Oh my gosh, man! It was ridiculous.
Sick Diggy said LeBron's theme song should be "It's All About Me" by Maya.
but But yeah, but I will say this to you, Cole. So the paragraph began, quote, and I'm serious when I say this, quote, the only player I will let clap my cheeks is LeBron James. Close quote. That's how the paragraph began.
When he
Clap spelled with two P's.
yes,
Oh.
clap spelled with two P's. Seriously.
But one question I have to ask:
Mm-hmm.
was this a female or someone who identifies as a female who was
This
saying
was a
this to you?
male who wrote this.
This was not a female.
Was this someone who is a
No,
member of the LGBTQ community?
we don't know.
We don't know, but I would lean toward no.
Okay. I was hoping that one of those answers was going to be yes. Just
I was hoping to, but no.
I look. I was.
No.
Oh man, I'm trying to find it now. I got Chris Deets standing by. Chris, stand by, okay? But I gotta find this. I gotta find this. I'm gonna try to find this. The only look.
Say.
Will you please say that opening sentence again?
Okay. The only player I will let clap my cheeks.
Clap.
Yes, clap my cheeks is LeBron James. Troubling.
Cole, what was the question I asked you when I read that back to you off the air?
Oh, good Lord. There was so many.
Okay, you're right. The first question that I asked, didn't that, and Cool, I asked you the same question.
Oh, yes.
I asked you the same question.
Yes.
Hey, Cool, doesn't
Yes,
that
sir.
sound a little fruity to you? Doesn't that sound?
there is no nice way to say it. So the only
No,
true answer
Doesn't
is
that
yes.
sound a little? Doesn't that sound a little fruity to you?
Yes.
Huh?
That's why
Am
my
I
first
wrong?
question. That's why my first two questions was this person a female or someone who identifies as a female or a member of the LGBTQ community? That's why that's why I wanted to ask those two questions, because if the person was a guy who's a member of the LGBTQ community, then hey, cool, that's your thing. But
Yep.
Yeah.
if not, that's so many more questions that opens that we don't have time to get into them on the show.
I mean,
And I'm with you 100% with that. Yes.
I agree. That's
Mhm.
all I say.
If
I
it
agree.
was a woman or if it's a guy who identified as he's loving guys, okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. We'll leave it at that.
but if not,
Mm-hmm.
But if some of the things we found in that paragraph, he changed lives.
Change lives.
Seriously,
that was the one
That
gravitated
got me.
Brian's eyes toward.
that got
Yeah.
me.
They got
He
you.
changed lives.
And yes, change without the S. Now he changes lives. He changed lives.
yeah, definitely some grammatical.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like some grammatical
Yeah.
And the
deficiencies in that as well.
100 millions followers.
That caught mine. 100 million's follower.
It seems like this. Yeah, proofreading is definitely
100 million.
important.
Proofreading was not in his plans. Yeah, I would think so. I would think it wasn't. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Definitely important.
I
mean-
mean,
No, it wasn't.
you would think.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna find this doggone thing.
I
I
thought
probably
I had
have
this
to do it
thing
off. I
saved.
probably will have to do it off the air. And Sick Diggy with a question: have any of these individuals ever edited their emails via Windows Word edit and spell check before sending them? Let me answer your question. No.
No. Clearly
No.
Good Lord.
Thought I had this saved. Okay.
Anybody can have one or two, right? Like, you write and then you got a fat
Yeah,
finger.
Same.
and you
Yes.
hit the wrong
I've
button,
done it.
But
I've done it. I've
that
done it.
sounds like quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait till I find this thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Where do I find this thing? And the group that it's in, the group on Facebook that it's in, it's all about
Yep.
Okay. You say
Every
anything
single
about
day.
you say anything about MJ and that group, and you'll get shut down or booted. I've been booted twice, but I got back in that, and I got back in that sumbitch, and said
Hey
it
man,
again.
you know, you gotta like. So I'll say this: LeBron, the person off the court,
Preach.
I like a lot.
Preach.
Right?
Yes.
That person I like a lot. You know, he's got the school. You know, he does a lot. He's there for his kids. He's never embarrassed his wife. Right? You don't see nothing about LeBron running out with other women. None of that. So I respect everything about this man off the court.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make people understand that we acknowledge that there's two different LeBrons, and other people need to acknowledge that too. There's LeBron on the court. There's LeBron the player and LeBron, on the court. Then there's LeBron off the court. LeBron off the court, loving dad, stout husband. Took a bunch of his friends, put them through school, helped them get through to be in positions like Maverick Carter and different people.
Yeah, putting them on.
That LeBron deserves a lot of respect. So don't mistake how we feel about LeBron, the basketball player, as if that what we're saying about LeBron, the person.
Brian, what have I constantly said?
Same thing, verbatim.
Verbatim.
Yeah. Just want to make sure that those of LeBron's sexual variety who may hear this understand that we are not, saying anything negative about LeBron, the person.
Right. We're not saying he sucks as a person. We're not saying he sucks as a man, and we're not even saying he sucks as a player. We're not even saying any of that. Basically, what we're saying is be more objective in what you're viewing when it comes to LeBron James.
And be more truthful, will you please?
Exactly. I have the conversations. I'm in a group.
I got it.
It's always Mike versus LeBron.
I got it.
I'm in one of those groups. Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry, Deets. I'm sorry, but I found a gem. I may have to push Deets back to tomorrow, but I found it and I screenshot it.
Oh, you screenshot it too? Okay. Get ready, bro.
Mr. McCain,
yes, sir.
I ask you to hold on to your seat.
Get ready, bro.
The only person I would let clap my cheeks is Braun. Clap spelled with 2 P's. Sick Diggy, and Trisha Bray Smith, y'all better listen to this.
Oh my goodness.
No, and then he tries to clarify with the next sentence. No, I am not sus, gay, or none of these hater say on the FB.
Hater.
Mr. McCain, you write as much as I do. Do you see anything grammatically wrong with that second sentence?
There's several things grammatically wrong with
And you said it exactly how both Brian and I said it. It's like we're saying it, we're saying it, and we're so ashamed. We're so ashamed that we're seeing a whole load of these fragmented run-on and misspelling words in all these sentences.
There's more.
I can't even see it, but just from hearing it. Oh my goodness.
There's more.
And he is reading it verbatim.
I am reading this verbatim. I'll start again. The only person I would let clap my cheeks is Braun. No, I am not sus, gay, or none of that these hater say on the FB. That's the only period he puts in this doggone thing. Or one of the only.
Right, I forgot it was only one.
That's the only period he puts in this doggone thing. Moving on. Meeting LeBron is like meeting Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Denzel Washington, Rihanna, Drake. Period. Put a pin in it there.
Can we stop 1 second?
What's up?
One of those things is not like the other.
A few of these things is not like the other.
There's a whole bunch of men there and one beautiful woman.
What is wrong with this picture?
Brian?
Yes.
Brian, what did you say about that?
Besides one of these things is not like the other.
No. You actually said the same thing that Cool just said.
One woman in this list.
Mm-hmm.
And a man wrote this. One woman in this list. One.
But he's not sus or gay, according to the person who wrote this.
All right, cool. Here it comes. He is an icon with a 100 millions follower.
I saw that. I lost it.
A 100 million.
Yes.
Yes.
I am reading this verbatim. This is live. This is live, folks. We're having fun tearing this apart. I'll read this again. He is an icon with a 100 millions follower.
I saw that. That's when I knew I had to send that to Brian.
And he did. He said, Diggy says, this fool set themselves up. Yeah, and then some. Look at how many people look up. What?
I mean, what was he hoping to accomplish with that?
Why?
Oh, goodness.
He said, why?
Would you repeat? Lord. Hey, cool. Would you repeat that again, please?
Oh, my.
Like, why would you do that, and what were you hoping to accomplish?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I'm going to be laughing like crazy.
The whole rest of the day.
Listen, I was crying when here we go. Look how many people look up to him. And then
his line.
And then this happened. I'm going to read this entire sentence without stopping. It reads, he changed lives and gave any new NBA player an opportunity to play in the NBA.
Say what?
Not say what? Oh! Bro,
Jesus.
I want to say he is BSing, but this is verbatim what this fool wrote.
I am reading this. I'm reading this verbatim. Comment comes in, forget giving him the rope, give him a shovel. Oh my Lord. And there's more. I'll read this sentence again. He changed lives and give any new NBA player an opportunity to play in the NBA. I better move. Oh God. Here we go. Next sentence. He get his teammates great salaries.
I forgot he said he get. Oh Lord.
I'm not kidding when I say this. He get his teammates great salaries. And then it goes on. Look.
He get.
Oh, God. This hurts my brain. Look how many you see go to finals. And how many people want to be like LeBron James? Mr. McCain?
What do you have to say about that, bro?
First thing I want to say is I admire you gentlemen for consistently putting yourself through reading that. That's the first thing I want to say. Because I almost got a headache listening.
Yes. It is headache inducing. I totally agree with you. Oh my gosh.
My favorite slugger is Frank Thomas, or one of them. He said it in a Reebok commercial, quote, "My brain hurts."
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
to Chris Dietz, I am so sorry. We just got on a roll. I'll bring you on a little later.
Bro.
Chris Dietz will get you on. I promise. But we're probably gonna have to do it Friday morning. In fact, I think we'll move to Friday morning because we're 13 minutes away from bringing Dwight Turner on. Chris Dietz sent me a message. Did I get bumped for LeBron? I would say it's unfortunate, but yes, because of what happened. And then
yes,
and I messed.
It ain't over.
No.
It's not over.
Then I messed Cole up one morning on the air
because I wasn't expecting it.
When I read this next sentence, Cole, I'm getting a headache. I'm gonna need more coffee. I'm trying to wean myself off of it, but after finding this, and I say this is a mistake in finding this, but doggone it, we were on a roll this morning with the Bron sexual confession, so screw it at this point.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, here we go, gentlemen. Look at his stats. His rep. No commas.
Yeah.
No commas.
Stream of consciousness for real.
Look at his stats, his rep. And this is where I got Cole. His swag, his skin, period. His height and arms, period. I love Bron, and he is the king, period.
Now,
period with a T at the end of it. Period with a T at the end of it.
Yes,
now,
picture this, man.
And
there
the
is
picture
of LeBron shirtless.
Preparing to miss a free throw.
What?
You know what? I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to send this to you, Mr. McCain, just to show you we are not kidding around when this happens. Okay?
This is not a figment of our imagination, bro.
This is not a figment of our imagination. This is 21st century social media.
Well put, because that's exactly what I was thinking.
This is 21st century social media. Okay.
So he has a picture of LeBron shirtless.
Yes, shooting a free throw.
Preparing to shoot.
Why?
A free.
Why do you need a picture of LeBron shirtless? What does it have to do?
Thank you.
With him being.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Listen, I've screen saved it. You should. Deet sent me a message. She said this discussion is much better. Thank you, brother.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Chris. I didn't mean to take up all the time. I apologize.
Listen. Deet says it's fine. Okay. He said this discussion is much better. I'm gonna send this to Deets also. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna send this to Deets.
Let him see this too.
You gotta see Deets. Take a peek at this and give me your thoughts. All right. 10 minutes before Dwight Turner. We're having a lot of fun here on Snowman in the Morning, breaking down. And I'm gonna put this. No, I'm not gonna put this on my social media. It'll make my eyes hurt. It's making my eyes hurt. It's making my eyes hurt now looking at this ish. But did you get it? Cool. Did you get
it yet?
Look at your.
You sent it to my. You messaged it to me.
Thank you. I'll message it to you right now. But I wish I was making this up. I wish we were. I wish.
Honestly, at this moment, I'm kind of hoping that you are exaggerating.
No, man.
Right?
No.
I understand.
I would love to. I would love to say April Fools, bro.
I get that you're not. You're not. I believe 100% that you're not. But there's just
Here you go.
small.
There's a small part of you that wishes.
Like,
That wants to believe no one would write that crap like that. Yes.
Hey,
So
Deets has listen, Deets says, quote, "This app in discussion is a perfect advertisement for Grammarly app."
It most certainly is. Yes.
So
Yes.
why is the only person I would let clap my cheeks is Brian in all capital letters?
I forgot about saying that. I forgot.
Why are you starting off your statement yelling? The only person I would let clap my cheeks is Brian. Why did you do that?
The first sentence is all caps. I forgot
It's bad
that
enough
part.
that you said it.
The first
But
sentence
you
is
put
in
it
all
in caps. Snowman, I think I'm in this group as well.
Dude, I wish
Yeah, I think I'm in this group as well.
I wish I were kidding. I wish we were kidding.
I would love to say we're joking.
He get his teammates great salaries. Who does he
He
get great
gets
salaries?
he gets
Who does he
his
get?
Get it,
Excuse me.
it's great.
Who does he get great salary? He get
Oh
his
my God.
teammates great
Oh my
salaries.
God. My stomach
Look
hurts.
how many you see go to finals. How many people want to be like LeBron James? Rep his swag, his skin. Why are you talking about this man's skin? His painted arms.
Folks, this is live. I'm not making this.
This
I am
particular
not.
gentleman is in the light.
I am
Okay.
not I am not reposting this.
No.
For,
This particular
and-
gentleman is in denial. That's
in denial. That's an understatement.
Agreed. Oh my gosh. Hearing Cool read it is absolutely hilarious. That's exactly
He
how
put the
it hit me.
first sentence in all caps
I forgot to say it
with
to you,
a
man.
misspelled word.
The only man I let clap my cheeks.
he wanted to put the emphasis on clap.
Yes.
You're not sus
Whoa!
or none of
He's
that.
not
these haters
sus
say
gay
on
or
the
anything like
Facebook.
that, but you put clap in capital letters and put an emphasis on it by misspelling it. What?
I said clap.
What is this? A commercial for the clapper from back in the day?
Oh my goodness.
Sig Diggy said Sig Diggy said the right word. Suspect. Big time.
Exactly. It is.
So I would say this goes past suspect.
Beyond suspect.
Yeah. I would say there's
Beyond
suspect, and then there's this.
Not in this. Not in this. Oh.
Like, I don't even want to. So here's the thing. I don't even want to read it anymore because
I
I'm tired
closed
of looking
it.
at LeBron just
I
sitting there
closed it.
shirtless. I don't want to stare at a shirtless LeBron James.
No, never.
I will stare at my wife every day, all day, every day.
So,
Okay, but when I
But not LeBron, yeah.
but when I saw this picture, I was concentrating on all the grammar,
yeah.
and then I scrolled to the end with a shirtless LBJ, a shirtless LBJ. Oh my God! I
Do you
haven't
have
gotten.
a shirtless picture of this man?
Why
saved?
you had? Why? I repeat Cole McCain's question. Matter of fact, I say to the person who wrote that and had the nerve to hit post.
Yes,
Forget
he has a
send.
nerve.
Forget
You had nerve to
send.
hit post.
You had the nerve to hit post. I will ask
my
the following question. What in the Vita Blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell were you thinking?
Oh my.
And
so-
thinking I put in capital letters with a bunch of question marks behind it.
And so because I saw that paragraph, Mr. McCain, I said that this crystallizes how brunchsexuals think, how brunchsexuals talk, how brunchsexuals write, and how brunchsexuals act. And I said, this is perfect. And so to commemorate that paragraph, I will in homage to this menagerie of
Errors.
grammatical errors,
This comedy of errors.
I throw one of those sentences, one of those fragmented parts of a sentence out. And whenever I do brunchsexual confessions, I always end with one of them because I got about a list of 10 that I use.
I'm sure.
Look, I got a comment here. Why is this fool talking about LeBron's arms and skin? Was LeBron
Thank you.
Was LeBron?
Nice. Why do you care how big his arms
Wait a
is?
minute.
Wait a
Wait a
minute.
minute.
Yes, why
There's more.
do you care?
I'm about to fall out of my chair. There's more. Diggy adds, was LeBron's chest and abs mentioned as well? I think he wanted to mention him, but the picture says everything.
Yeah, I think.
Matter of fact,
yeah.
Hey, Diggy, do me a favor. Give me your email address, and I will send this to you and confirm everything that we talked about. I got to let you go, Mr. McCain, but thank you for 90 minutes of hilarity. All right? Thank you for 60 minutes of hilarity.
So,
you,
problem,
my friend,
good people.
Every time you want to come on, you let me know,
please,
and I'll make it happen. Because
please,
this is a part of, you are now officially a part of the crew. You've been a part of the crew, but this makes it official. So every day that you're off, you just let me know, hey, I can come on the next day. You let me know and I'll make it happen, all right?
Bet.
All right. Thank you, my brother. I love you. Thank you.
No problem. Love you guys, man. I'll let you later.
I'll let you, bro.
What's his... Hold on, let me stop the video record here. Was his abs? He said it's pretty much confirmed. You're darn tootin', it's confirmed. Oh my heavens!
Oh my!
Oh my! I don't think I'll even mention what I got here. I don't think I'll even mention
Call
it.
from
Dwight Turner.
I will mention
press 1 to send a voicemail.
Okay.
Press 2.
I now have Dwight Turner.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. The coffee's kicked in. How are you?
I need another cup. After the hilarity we've had for the last 45 minutes discussing a certain athlete with the initials LBJ, I think I need another cup because my brain hurts, my head hurts, and my stomach hurts from laughing. The last time I had
helped me go on.
The last time I had Dwight Turner on, we discussed coffee and we discussed pizza, basically. I wanted to get to
actually talk about work.
No, we didn't, and we're probably not here because you got to relay your experience the first time you tried Chicago pizza. You got to let the fans remember what that was about.
The first time I tried to what?
Chicago pizza, Chicago style pizza.
Oh, the first time I tried Chicago pizza, I fell in love. Oh, I absolutely fell in love. I mean, you know, here I've been doing thin crust for years, and I still like thin crust. But let me tell you, yes, that first Chicago pizza experience sent love, and it's been love ever since.
I was born and raised in Chicago, a native South Sider, and I made my wife a promise. Couldn't do it because of COVID, but this coming summer we're gonna make it happen. I'm taking her to Chicago, and I'm feeding her some Chicago-style pizza. It is now a must.
There you go.
It is.
She will be very happy.
I know she will, and she's gonna look at me with bugged out eyes, going, "You expect me to finish this?"
You know what? I kid you not. It's like I look at that pizza and I dig into it, and by the time I'm finished, I'm like, I can't believe I ate that. But I always do.
It's a habit. It's a habit.
It is a habit. I just say to myself, I'll start tomorrow.
Right.
Except that never happens.
It really doesn't. I was working with a friend of mine, Tom Westenfeld, very dear friend. He wanted to meet with me so we could set up a play-by-play schedule. And I said, I can do that. He said, we'll meet at Giordano's on Halstead Street downtown. Oh, you're on. I came in, and once that, and Cole, I know you've been through this too. Once that smell hits you, when you go inside a favorite place, you're done. You're done for. There was a
forget the smell. I'm in on the drive there.
Oh,
I'm already going.
I was gone. My friend Victor dropped me off. He borrowed my car, and we were off to Tom and I were off to the races. He said, I'm going to do he told me I'm going to do the personal pizza because if I try the big pie, we have to split it some kind of way, and it'll take me a week to finish this thing. I said, if it's going to take you a week, Lord knows what's going to take me. So we did the
we both love our Chicago pizza. That's for sure.
Absolutely. What are you up to these days with COVID lessening? I read your tweet that you're back that you're back at work, and I am so happy for you. Tell me what you are up to, my man.
Oh my gosh, it's been so busy since the first of the year, and I'm very thankful for that. A number of things. So first and foremost, I am executive producing a show called Paranormal Frequency. So we are starting that out and going through the whole process. I can't say a whole lot about it at this point.
Right.
Except that it is based on investigation of the paranormal. So stay tuned, everybody, because that is something that is around the corner. We already have some fantastic locations lined up, and we've already done some run-throughs, which were completely fascinating for me because I am a paranormal skeptic. So here we go. Yeah. So it is for me, it is the whole, why did these things happen? How do they happen? And trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very interesting journey. We have a photo shoot for that lined up this weekend.
Beautiful.
And I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is going to be fascinating and a really fun ride, and I'm happy to be involved. Second, there is a Christmas movie that I did, my first Christmas movie called Anything But Christmas. And that was originally going to come out last holiday season, but it ended up becoming part of a 6-picture deal for the studio involved. And so that has been pushed now to this coming holiday season. So look for that probably around Thanksgiving. I play a not too nice character. I do comedy, I do drama, I do good guys and bad guys.
Yes.
This guy's definitely not a nice guy. He's an attorney who basically wants to get rid of the word Christmas in Christmas. So there you go.
Oh, that's gonna be a must watch for my wife and I. That's gonna be a must watch.
If you like Christmas movies, welcome to the new Grinch.
Hey, listen, my wife and I are always watching Christmas movies. That is gonna be a must watch. That's a must watch now. Oh man.
Another thing that I have done recently, and this is very interesting for me because usually it happens the other way around. Usually when you get into modeling, you do that when you're younger, and then that kind of fades out as you get older. Well,
Yes.
the complete opposite has happened for me. I never pursued modeling, but I keep getting modeling jobs from time to time. And then what happens, for those that work in the industry know, when you land something, suddenly your reps want you to do more of that, or they want to submit you for more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what's been happening with me. So the latest thing was I landed a shoot for Newport Racing and Gaming, which is a Churchill Downs company. Yes, Churchill Downs behind the Derby. And so basically we did a photo shoot already, and ads have begun to appear. And I told all my friends, I'm like, if you see a billboard, just call me and let me know, because I'm going to drive up there and take a picture under it.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for that phone call. The first phone call that comes in, I'm hopping in my car and off I go.
Yes. I saw that preview on your Twitter, and I said, oh, he's got to talk about this when I bring him on. But I am so happy for you with the work that you're doing. I love the work that you're doing. I love having you on the show because it's always a great conversation. What's the coffee? What's the kind of coffee you're drinking this morning? Since we're talking about food and drink, we may as well stick with it. What's your coffee?
Well, an espresso, just send me a check, because I bought I love espresso. I bought an espresso machine, and so that's what I've been doing. I've been doing, actually, for about the past 3 weeks, I've been doing espresso and loving it.
Nice.
Before I was doing like the Keurig and going that route.
Mm-hmm.
So give me an espresso anytime. I'm happy.
Cool. Very cool. The ultra cool, great actor Dwight Turner joining me here on the program. You all should remember him from Chicago Fire, but he's got a whole lot more stuff coming on. And I advise you guys, if you're not on the Dwight Turner bandwagon, you better get on it now, because I plan to have him on my show a lot more. Hey, did you get a chance to check out the Chicago sports scene when you were doing Chicago Fire?
You know what? I hate to say it, but I did not. It was a quick up there and back.
Okay.
The schedule did not allow it. But I will say that when I was playing Dr. Mabry on Chicago Fire, it was completely fascinating to be in the restaurant that they have set up in the studio, the bar, that is a replica. When you're in it, there's no 3 walls. It's 4 walls, a ceiling, a floor. It's everything is, my understanding, is meant to resemble the original bar. And that was completely fascinating. And I actually took a drive out to where that actual bar was and got to experience that. But that was about the extent of it. I just didn't have, unfortunately, a lot of time at that point. But tell me, what did I miss?
Oh, man. Well, I am a White Sox fan, and we won the division and got to the playoffs, and we got pummeled against the Houston Astros. But for me, even though I was just watching it on television, it was good to see a full U.S. Cellular Field and the fans yelling their brains out in Game 3 when we stayed alive. And some of the coolest things that they've added at the U.S. Cellular Field, they now they turn the lights off and they rotate the lights every time someone hits a home run, and so everyone can see the fireworks. That is so cool to me.
Nice. And who doesn't love fireworks?
Exactly. Who doesn't love a celebration of a home run with fireworks? Okay.
I love that, because how many times have you gone to see fireworks somewhere, or when fireworks happen, but there's lights on and it kind of dampens it down.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that they're doing that. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, most of the major league stadiums are doing that now. Having flashing lights or rotating lights and having the fireworks and everything. The first stadium in the majors that I saw that actually the first two that went with LED lights so they can flash them and rotate them. Yankee Stadium is one, and Safeco Field in Seattle is the other. But the White Sox took it to a different level because, they've had the exploding scoreboard for years. Everyone just tries to copy it. But when they added the lights to it, I was so taken aback in a good way that they make that a part of the celebration. It's fun.
Oh, see, now you're making me want to go see a game up there.
You know what? If we can all pull it off one summer day, Cole, myself, you, my wife, and a few friends, we'll all go hit a White Sox game.
Let's do it.
Yes.
I'm in. I'll do it.
All right. Dwight Turner, actor extraordinaire, joining me here via the Michael Scott Insurance Hotline this morning. My friend, thank you so much. I love you, and I can't wait to hit a White Sox game with you.
Thank you. And let me say one thing really quick. If you want to find out more about what's happening with Paranormal Frequency, just go to dwightturner.com. There are going to be updates in the coming weeks that's going to be updating a lot of the things that are happening. And also, you can always look on IMDb. Just type in my name, and that'll give a list of things happening and coming as well. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed talking to you again. It's always a good time.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you, man. I look forward to this summer when we all get a couple of days and we go hit a White Sox game.
And Chicago pizza.
Gotta have the Chicago pizza. That's a must have. That's absolutely a must have. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend.
Dwight Turner joining us here on the program. I think I may have disconnected from, I didn't connect that correctly. I'm sorry, man. Let me get Cole back on the line here so we can end this the right way. And I'm usually flawless with that connection. Well, I'm going to do all this via video coming very, very soon. Well, wait. That's wrong. And I know why Cole left, because he has a meeting at 9:15 this morning. That's why he departed. So I am sorry about that. I got a couple comments here as Sick Diggy writes, don't forget the Chicago-style hot dog. She might start taking it to the loving of it like Bernie Mac. We'll have to see. Diggy also says, Snowman in the morning, you're definitely going to get a six-pack abs from this conversation. You can also get them at a George Carlin show. You better believe it. Even though Carlin's been gone since 2008, man, I'll laugh at George Carlin all day. I'll laugh at Carlin all day. So I just forgot that Cole has a meeting at 9:15 every Thursday morning. So I'm going to fly solo for the remainder of this. And I apologize to Chris Dietz. I was supposed to have him on today, but didn't get a chance to, and it's my own fault. It's my own fault that I didn't get him on. So as I continue to work with my layout and everything and get everything together, let me take the final 10 minutes to actually, you know what? I said what I needed to say this morning. And what I said was I am reclaiming arenasportsnet.com, because as much as I loved ISNet Chicago, it wasn't an identifier. And the reason I came up with the name Arena Sportsnet, I went to an entrepreneur meeting at the Chamber of Commerce in downtown Chicago. I had cards and everything. Only handed out two because one of the ladies I handed my card to asked me some very tough questions. Is this sports or not? What's the IS stand for? Why don't you have an identifier that says sports? And she's right with all of it. She was right with all of it. That was 2010. By 2013, not only was I contemplating a name change, but I was making the name change. So, I got it in 2013, Had it up until 2021 till the website expired. And I'm going to use the next couple of months to put it all back together. Sig Diggy gave me a great quote. Always remember this. Nerds don't get old. They become rare first editions. You better believe it. You better believe it. And as I said this morning, my wife lit a fire under my ass saying, please get it together. I'll support you and I'll help you. But you got to pull the trigger on getting it together. So I'm pulling the trigger. I have to. I don't have any choice. I have this. I got cancer to beat. I have diabetes to beat. And the diabetes got out of control. The diabetes got way out of control. Here's a health update. My type 2 diabetes got way out of control, and it's my fault. I'm looking in this camera. I'm looking at you fans, and I'm saying it. It was my fault that I let my sugar get out of control. I'm feeling a hell of a lot better, but there's a hell of a lot more that I have to do. And a hell of a lot more I'm going to do. Get rid of sugar, get rid of sugary drinks. And I failed yesterday. I had a ginger ale and I had a cup of iced tea with lemon in it. But those are the only sugary drinks I have. I want to go through a day where I have none. I want to go through a day where I have no sugary drinks at all. My coffee has sugar-free creamer in it, and I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it. That was the best thing that could have ever been purchased. So now I'm going to get everything together. I want y'all to do me a favor. If you can support the show by becoming a patron for as low as $5 a month, please do. You see the address at the bottom of your screen, but for those of you listening, the address you need is patreon.com/official SIT-Morn. That's patreon.com/official SIT-Morn. I'm going to put this in the chat. And I had a great time chatting with you guys as well. But this is what my wife told me to do. Make your show, jump off, and heal from cancer. Because I want you around for the next 50 years. So, in a basic sentence, I got stuff to do. I got a lot of stuff to do. Because I cannot continue to feel sorry for myself because I contracted cancer. It's long since been time for me to fight this thing and beat it. It's long since time for me to fight this thing and beat it. Should have been at this when I got diagnosed in July 13th. I got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, but it's a stage 3 and it's a rare form of it. I have doctors up here who have been wonderful to me. I have doctors at Duke University Hospital who have been very good to me. But you know something? They can only be good to me if I'm being good to myself when I'm not in their office, when I'm not in the hospital, when I'm not in their care 24/7. I have to be good to myself. That means getting up. That means taking my meds. That means having a positive attitude, and that's helped because when I got diagnosed, it knocked me flat. It knocked me flat. It took all of my positive attitude away. It really did. And I'm not ashamed to say it. But after my wife lit me up, I got to the point where I said,
that's all I can stands. I can't stands no more.
And I said it in a good way because she's right. She can only do so much. She's my EP for my show and my network, and she works every day. I got shit to do. And I hate saying it that plainly because I normally don't swear on this show. But I have to now because I'm going to knock cancer out of the park like Howie Kendrick did against the Dodgers. If I can find it. Whoops. I'm going to... Here it is.
Pitch. Swinging a fly ball, center field deep. Bellinger going back to the warning track, to the wall. It's a grand slam. Howie Kendrick has done it. They're going crazy in the Nationals dugout. Howie Kendrick with a grand slam here in the 10th inning of Game 5. The Nationals 7, the Dodgers 3. Do you believe it?
Yeah. I believe in myself. I believe in my family. And I believe I'm going to knock this sumbitch out. Period. I'm going to knock it out. I'm going to knock it dead. I'm going to knock it flat on its ass. I'm going to kick diabetes in the ass once and for all. Have you considered consulting a GP about making other changes to improve your life regarding your type 2 diabetes? The answer is yes, and the consultations are rolling in. There are some things I know I have to give up. I know I have to give them up. And I don't mind. I don't mind, and I don't care. I know what has to get done. I know exactly what has to get done. And it's going to get done. Doggone it. It's going to get done. Because I'm going to turn 50 this year. And I'm looking forward to it. And to Sick Diggy and to everyone else, yes, I have made those consultations and they have started. I'm not only going to improve my type 2 diabetes, I'm going to beat it. I've beaten it twice, but it was very short-lived. It was very short-lived, and it's my fault. Listen to me. It's my fault. For those of you who say, oh, you don't take fault with anything, shut up. I've always been accountable to myself and to my family. I will continue to be accountable to myself, to my children, to my grandchildren, and to my wife. I will continue to be accountable. For those of you that don't believe that I am, it's just now lit up more than it was